Aloha. Thank you for making it onto your mat for your hands, your wrists, your feet, your ankles. Super important practice. Just make sure you have your blocks and a blanket with you. And if you love this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and to mention it to anybody you think might benefit. I'll see you on your mat. Aloha. Aloha, you made it on your mat. So really the focus today is the feet, the ankle, the hands, the wrists. I think these are places that a lot of us, we neglect our extremities a lot. So I wanted to dedicate another class today just to focus on giving love in those areas. So have your blanket and your blocks nearby, because we will be using the blocks. And if you'd like to use the blanket, it'll be there for you in case you need it. It can also be a towel if you desire. So we'll start by coming onto our sit bones in Sukhasana and finding ourselves in a comfortable seat. Landing our hands on our thighs and just relaxing here, finding our center, taking the time to just notice our bodies, notice our breathing, our state of mind, condition of our hearts, and our general well-being and how we feel today. And whatever it is that may be going on, just remember that you're important and you need time for yourself, and it's okay to give yourself that attention and that love. And just breathing here. Deep breaths in the belly. Closing the eyes and noticing how you feel in all of your body. The face, the head. Working your way down your back, your chest, your belly, your hips. Just relax the thighs, the bottom legs, the calves, the ankles, and the feet. Take a deep breath here. Open your mouth and just sigh it out. Do that again. Breathing in love. Exhaling out what you don't need. Releasing the tension. Releasing emotions that hold us back from living in the moment. Hold us back from receiving love with ourselves and from others. Gently open your eyes and just bring your feet out in front of you here. So allowing your knees to stay flopped outwards. We'll start by taking our hands and massaging our feet. So just allow the thumbs to start pressing into the arches of the feet. We're not doing anything in particular except really just opening the plantar fascia and causing a little bit of circulation in the feet. I mean, how often can you say that you massage your feet? And how often can we all say that we get our feet massaged by someone? I don't think we do enough of that. And it's really important to bring awareness into the feet, because guess what? Our feet hold us up. Yeah. And the toes the big toe helps us with stability. If you took away your big toe, it would be more difficult. So in a way, we're bringing more gratitude into these areas of our body that we take for granted every day and every moment. And then take the two peace fingers of your left hand, place each finger in between the big toe and the second toe, and the second toe and the third toe. And just massage the toes here. So we're doing one foot at a time. And then you can flex and point with the hand. So the foot stays passive. You're moving the foot with your hand here. It's not an active point and flex. And then keep going, bringing the fingers between the other toes, opening the fingers, maybe spreading the toes sideways, just causing a little bit of movement in there. Over time, if you keep doing this daily, your toes will become more flexible and you'll be able to bring your fingers in between your toes much more easily. And then between the little toe, just breathe here. Good. And then just pointing and flexing the entire foot with your hands. Moving slowly and mindfully here. And then we'll switch feet. You can close your eyes here and just notice how it feels, the sensations in your toes. And then keep going, putting the fingers in between the other toes. If your fingers can't fit, you can always just take the thumb and the index and just massage each toe individually. And I mean really give attention to each toe. It's amazing how it actually feels really good after, when you release all this. It actually feels delightful. And then just point and flex the toes, the entire foot with your hands. Being careful and mindful of how it feels in the ankle as well. Some of you who have ankle issues, just be hyper aware. And I don't recommend doing any of these things if you have severe injuries anywhere, or if you're getting rehabilitated and you're not sure. Always ask your doctor first, or your rehabilitators that are helping you, your physiotherapists. It's really important. This is not medical advice. Like what I'm showing you right now is general information that you have to take into account with your specific situation that you're in. Good. And then release that. And then we'll go into a toe squat. So remove your blanket. And if you want support under the knees, you can have a blanket under the knees. Tuck the toes and bring your little pinky forward with your fingers here. And then send your hips down into your heels. If you want to ease your way into this, you can start first by leaning your hands on a block. And then we're just going to be here for a little bit. Otherwise, just send your hips directly back above your heels. And just feel this here. Take a deep breath. Sigh it out, or let it out, the mouth or the nose. This builds a lot of heat in our toes. Just send your energy there. Recognize what exactly it feels like in your toes, and if you need to pull out of that or not. Maybe you can withstand that intensity and just breathe in the toes. Or maybe you might want to send yourself forward again, leaning your hands on the block for a little bit. And then gently sending yourself back into your heels again. Just breathe. And then here, we're going to send the right arm forward, okay, directly parallel to the mat. And then point the fingers down, opening the palm up, releasing the thumb and the pinky as far away from each other as possible so that your whole hand is activated here. Send your shoulder into its socket. Make sure the shoulder is back in place and not pulled forward. And then here, keeping your right hand activated, take your two peace fingers and place them at the base of your pinky and just slightly tug your pinky towards your body. Inhale. Exhale. Go to the next finger and do the same thing. Third finger. Don't pull too hard, just tug. Fourth finger. And then reach your peace fingers around your thumb and just pull the thumb down slightly. Take a deep breath. And release. Shake, shake, shake the hands. Bring your hands down forward, untuck the toes, tap, tap, tap. Tap the toes down on your mat to really shake it up a little bit. And then we'll go back into a toe squat. So point the toes back, lift the feet off of the mat, just give them ankles a little rotation here. And then switch directions. Point the toes, flex the toes. And then settle back into your toe squat. Take a deep breath. And exhale the shoulders down and away from the ears. Send the left arm forward. Take the two peace fingers of the right hand, wrap them around the base of your pinky, and then slightly tug your pinky towards you. Inhale and exhale. Keep the fingers activated. Go to the next one. Again. More. And then cross your arm underneath and then grab that thumb and slightly tug down, opening that inner wrist area, the muscles leading into the thumb. Good. Release that, rotate the ankles and rotate the wrists, giving them nice big circles. And then switch directions. I know the toe squat's heavy, but this is where we're really digging into that toe stretch. Bring yourself back down. We're done with that. Untuck the toes slowly. And then tap, tap, tap again. Good. And then remove. Place your blanket onto the side. Then come sitting on your heels. And then slowly, gently bringing your fingers back behind your hips. Start lifting the shins and the knees off of the mat. Feeling that nice stretch happening in the top of the foot. And then bring it back down. Send yourself forward. Lift the feet off of the mat. Rotate the ankles. Breathe. Then switch directions with your circles. And then we'll go back into an ankle stretch, sitting our hips back into our heels, lifting the front legs up. Deep breath. If you need support, if you ever need support, you could always prop a blanket or a block underneath the lifted legs, just like this, right? So then you don't have that pressure to hold the legs up, but you're still getting that stretch. So just recognize that this is an option if you need that. And again, the level of the block or the blanket can make a difference. Like if you have a blanket underneath there, it might not be as big of a stretch, but maybe that's where you need to be right now for your body. So just listen to that. And then we'll get out of that, slowly coming onto our knees and our hands. And then tuck your toes, send your hips back into your heels, lift the knees up and come into a little squat. Feet together. And then just allow your heels to just weigh down towards the mat. So just feel that nice stretch happening in the Achilles, in the back of the ankle leading into the calf. And just breathe here. Good. And then slowly send yourself up into a half lift, just bending your knees here. Bend each knee individually. Your hands can be on a block or on the mat. Good. And then we'll slowly roll ourselves up in Tadasana. So here what we're going to do is we're going to have a block on the lowest setting and either have a chair in front of you or hold on to the wall. Holding on to the wall, step your left foot. So step the left foot on the block. Prop yourself up and then bring the right foot in front of the block on the ball of the foot. Allow the block to guide that ankle stretch in your foot. Notice how I'm doing this. Maybe I should switch sides for you to see how it looks like as well from the other side. So step the left foot and just bring that right foot down on the ball and allow the arch and the heel to land, prop itself on the block. And this causes support for that stretch instead of having nothing there. And just allow that to happen here. You can bend and unbend the knee here. Notice how that feels. And the ankle, the back of the ankle as well. If you have had past ankle injuries, sprains, you might feel that in specific areas of that ankle. And then release, and we'll switch sides. So bring the right foot on the mat, on the block, and then step your left ball of the foot towards the front, leaning your arch and your heel into the block. I'm just holding a little bit on the wall. You can also have your hands to heart, and then just start flexing, bending the knee and unbending the knee. Just allow that to happen here. Good. And you can do this for a minute, 2 minutes, however, you can do this longer than what we're doing right now. And then release. And now, after having done that, holding onto a chair or the wall, bring both feet together or hip width apart and send your heels up. So now we don't have support. And then lower them down, and then sway yourself back, lifting the toes off of the mat. And then sway yourself forward on the ball, lifting the heels. Set that down, and then set that down, and then send your toes. You can maybe experiment with lifting your entire foot except the heels. And then lift the heels. This also stretches the calf, right? Good. And now, just having ourselves in Tadasana, start lifting try only lifting the big toe off of the mat, keeping all four toes on the mat. And then lower it down. Keeping the big toe, lift only the 4 toes. I have a hard time with the left foot. Maybe try doing 1 foot at a time. Ooh. This activates the arch. When you lift the 4 toes, it creates strengthening in the arch of the foot. Press that big toe into the mat as you lift all the other 4 toes off. Notice how that feels in the arch of your foot. My left foot responds differently than my right. It's interesting. And then lower down, and then only the big toe. Pressing all the little 4 toes into the mat, lift the big toe, and then lower down. Do that again. Do this regularly and you'll see a difference over time with your feet. Okay, good. That was great. And now we'll just find ourselves back onto our hands and our knees. Bring the hands on the mat, fingers wide open into Hasta Bandha. So the health of our hands here is really important. Make sure the knuckles of the index and thumbs are rooted down in your mat. Your fingers are wide open, pointed forwards, wrists beneath shoulders. Tuck the toes, send your hips back for downward facing dog. And here in the downward facing dog, we're just here to recognize the hands and the feet here. So press the mat away with your hands. So press out of the mat with all of your hands. And then feel the toes and the ball of the feet rooted down in your mat. And then just press the heels down. Feeling that ankle and calf stretch again. Deep breath here. Good. And then bring the heels up. And this is essentially what we were just doing earlier on the block. And then press the heels down. This time we're being more active than passive. Again. You can pedal the feet. Good. And then slowly come down on the mat. And here, we're going to just settle ourselves here again on our heels. And we're going to take our arms out into a T. And we're going to do a thumb release and a wrist release. So inhale, point the palms of the hands forward in front of you, relaxing the shoulders, lifting out of the sternum. Bring the thumbs inwards in your palms. Wrap all four fingers around your thumb and just drop the hands down towards the side as if you're pouring a jug of water. Take a deep breath here. Do that again. Just breathe. Good. And then bringing the palms facing down, bring all four fingers in and the thumb out on the four fingers. So the thumb is on the outside of the four fingers, and just drop your knuckles down towards the mat. Feeling that nice stretch in the top wrist, extending all the way into the forearms. Deep breath here. Again, palms open frontwards, thumb in, fingers wrapped around the thumb, and just pour the jug. And then palms facing down, all four fingers in, thumb on top, point the knuckles down. Good. That's so beautiful. Feels so good. And then we'll release the arms closer to our chest and just roll the wrists, big circles. And then just take the left hand and just massage each finger at a time from the base all the way up. Just rub the fingers. Feeling all the knuckles. And then squeezing the thumb all the way to the tip. Squeeze the tip of the thumb and the nail of the thumb. And then come to the base of the hand, press the palm, squeeze the wrist, and even massage part of the forearm here. And then we'll switch sides. diving deep here, giving ourselves the chance to feel everything we're feeling in our fingers, in our hands. It's like being your own best friend. It's kind of nice to recognize that you can actually massage yourself and feel pleasure and feel good in that. And then squeeze the wrist, the forearm. And then one last stretch here. We're just going to come onto our knees and our hands. And then we'll just turn our fingers sideways and we're just going to sway side to side. Just slowly. And then turn the right fingers inwards towards your left hand and still sway side to side. So I'll just turn this way so that you can see what I'm doing here. Just swaying like this, side to side. And then bring that hand back and then switch hands. Press the fingers down towards your mat here. Open the fingers wide. Good. Bring that hand back. Release fingers forward. And then sit on your heels. Bring those wrists off of the mat. Just give them another nice rotation here. And then switch directions. And then sweep the arms overhead, look up, interlace the fingers, flip the palms up towards the sky, and really press out of the palms. Arms by your ears, relaxing the shoulder blades down your back. Deep inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. And then interlace the fingers and press the palms forward. Press the top of the hands forward as you round your back. Notice how that feels in the arms and the wrists. And then flip the palms again, reach them overhead. Nice opening of the front line of the body and the wrists and the arms. Exhale, hands to heart. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. And I hope that this benefited you in some way in these parts of your body. And to just be mindful of really sending love in these areas every time you're practicing yoga. So I send you love and light. Mahalo for joining me. Namaste.